and welcome to today's edition of Route 664, The Road to Human Kindness. I'm Les Winston. I'm your host. And today is a very important day. Last week was important, too. Actually, 2 weeks ago, we had Philanthropy Day, and we had an opportunity to meet with a lot of nonprofit organizations at Jungle Island. It was a very nice event, and they honored David Lawrence and many of the other philanthropists that are known in the community. David Lawrence is the head of the Children's Learning Center, the Children's Trust. Very important nonprofit organization in Miami, supports education of kids, and David was honored there. And then today is Giving Day.
Give Miami.
Give Miami Day.
Give it all away to Miami.
So you're getting hit on by a lot of different ways here to become philanthropic and to be charitable. And what does it mean to be charitable? It means that you are willing to give something of yourself and share. That can be giving money, or it can be giving your time as a volunteer. A lot of ways that you can be contributing
talent.
Yeah, contributing to the well-being, the human kindness of giving human kindness to all of us. That's what's important about this program. Endow America is all about endowing America, making sure that the nonprofit organizations in our country are able to be funded for the long haul, sustainable, without having to raise money on a regular basis. But when you're sitting around the table this holiday season, you'll be talking about things like, what do we do with how do we help the community? We hope that you're in a position to be able to help the community, and that when you meet as a family, that you entertain the idea of being a philanthropic family, being a family that wants to give back to the community because of what you've been able to get from the community, what the community has given you, and also to support the community going forward. And when I say community, we're talking about your own, your own city, your own area, so that you can help maybe build a hospital. Maybe you can help support that hospital over the long haul. Maybe you can build adult care parks,
dog parks
for the animals. And I think it's a very important conversation, because when you also bring it down to the level of your children and your grandchildren, and everybody gets involved, I'm assuming you're a grandparent. You could be a parent. You could also be the child. So if you're the child, you could also entertain this and bring it up the line. You can say, I think we should be more charitable. And maybe as the youngsters look at this from that point of view, where the youngsters say, hey, what do we do? How do we help the community? What are the things that we're interested in? And that's a way to start a conversation.
They say that this is the generation that's a lot more charitable, but who knows?
You talking about Gen Z, or are you talking about the Gen
Alpha?
Z followers?
I think I'm going to say with the millennials, but they're the Gen Zers and the alphas should be even more so, because they're the youngest and they're the givingest.
I think they'll also understand that the way to solve the problems in the country are to take some of the actions on your own.
Right.
And not to rely on other people to solve the problems. And you can solve problems in your own community. And if we solve problems in your own community, all the communities are better. And as a whole, we may be able to help solve the world's problem. And maybe we can have 664, not war, which is one of the things we talk about. We believe in peace and prosperity brings peace. Peace brings prosperity. Both of them work together. And I think that's an important aspect of what we're going to see in the younger generations today, because they've been through it. They're seeing what's going on. And they also have the ability to communicate in a way that's different through technology. They can also get more information. And that's what we want to be. We want to be a source of information. We invite you absolutely to find our app on Apple, on the Android. We're at Route 664 Radio.
Yep.
And you can get the app for free and use it to learn about philanthropy, and also to listen to some of the great music of our time, the happiness music that makes you feel good and makes you want to be kind to others. And Wanda,
yes,
I know that you spent a lot of time picking what is going to be played. What is the criteria for the music selection? I've been listening, and it's so varied, and what's the key?
Well, an open mind.
Okay.
And it's just music that makes you feel good. It generally, something will start moving on your body part.
Okay.
That's usually
You
the
feel like
first
dancing.
criteria. It'll make you stop and not want to be angry or
Good.
whatever. So that's my goal, is just to
It's soothing.
get people out of that soothing. Soothing
Makes you move,
dance
makes you
wanna
happy
move.
with your movements.
And I find that when you move your body, they encourage you to move your body when you're depressed or you're having a bad moment. You can't be happy and dance you can't be miserable and dance at the same time, although you can be a miserable dancer.
Right. So it takes your mind off. Also, it helps you avoid listening to some of the other things that are out there all the time.
It's a joke.
And music is important. It's better for you sometimes than listening to the news on a regular basis and all the talk. Though we involve a lot of talk on the radio, on the station, and that talk is the interviews that we've done in the past.
It's about philanthropy.
Yeah, with philanthropists, with advisors, with people who understand what it is to be philanthropic and plan with philanthropy in mind, using the beneficial parts of the tax code. So, what can you do on today? What can you look at today? What are the questions that you might want to ask today about how do I give? What should I give? What is the limit that I have? Are there benefits? So, what's the first thing you do? What's the first approach? So I think the first approach is to kind of figure out what you have available, and if you can share. And if you share, can you also make some use of that sharing to help yourself as well? And it's good to give just to get the psychic benefit and to know that you've given. But in philanthropy, we're dealing with a little bit more planning. How do we really make a change, and what can we do to affect real change and greater change and long-term change and sustainable change? And that's the basis of social security. That is one of the key things that social security does. And Endow America uses social security in our literature and on all our website. You'll find our website is socialsecurity.org. But you'll find there a way to view philanthropy and philanthropic work through the lens of tax-favored savings and tax-favored income. And those are things that people don't usually understand that is available through your charitable giving. And so we're all about educating you about 664, that section of the tax code that helps you give and give on a better basis, a basis that helps not only the community, but also helps you and your family while you're in need of your own resources. You don't maybe not want to give away the resources permanently, so you want to be able to use those resources. These are fairly involved planning techniques.
So you won't find it on the box to check on your online tax filing.
Most of the things that we see today about giving are with regard to giving directly to a nonprofit organization, giving directly to a charity, or giving to what is called a donor-advised fund, which is a very good tool. Endow America offers donor-advised funds for you to use. You are able to make larger gifts without having to distribute them. So, for example, now that we're in the end of the year, and tis the season.
It is.
Tis the season to look at giving and to look at how to give smartly, how to give intelligently, how to do the most that you can. And the tax laws change on a regular basis, but the last changes that were made pretty much limited the tax deduction for charitable giving from the standpoint of smaller gifts it would not be beneficial for you to deduct them on your tax return. So what a donor-advised fund allows you to do is it allows you to bundle gifts. So, for example, if you're having a very good income year, and this is a year where you want to have a tax deduction for a charitable gift, you want to bundle gifts for the future into 1 year, and that way you can create a tax-deductible gift by exceeding the limits that the Internal Revenue Code gives you. So you have the opportunity to use a donor-advised fund to eliminate some taxes this year by making it large enough to get a tax deduction, but not necessarily giving it all away in this year. So a donor-advised fund allows you to direct where that money is going to go in the future. So you set up a donor-advised fund in the name of your family or a cause that you want to support. Then you give a bundled gift to that donor-advised fund. Then you can give assets. You can give appreciated stock. You can give real estate. You can give a lot of different things that people don't necessarily focus on. It's not only cash. You may have a piece of property that you want to give and you're eventually going to sell, and you want to avoid a capital gain. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do with this type of planning.
That's one hell of a stocking stuffer.
Yeah, right. It's better than the
give it to the grandkids.
Yeah. Well, you can. So here's the thing. You can't give it away totally in a lot of situations. So a donor-advised fund does give it away. You can change that from a donor-advised fund to a pooled income fund. A pooled income fund is a little different, where you're bundling the gift, you're giving the gift this year, but you also have the promise of getting back income, that you also have the agreement that the nonprofit that you give the pooled income fund gift to is going to return income to you for your lifetime. That's an important feature, and that makes it more palatable to give larger gifts and to give non-cash gifts. Even, for example, if you had appreciated stock, and I have several people that have been using the pooled income fund for that purpose. They have appreciated stock, and it's at the end of the year, and they want to get a tax deduction. They want to liquidate that particular stock because they think it's run its course or it's made enough profit for them, and they want to guarantee that profit to themselves. But they also don't want to pay a capital gains tax on that increase in value. So they can give that stock directly to a pooled income fund, and that would be good for charitable giving immediately because a portion does go to charity right now, but then it also builds a fund that would be given to charity later, and that can go into a donor-advised fund, and that donor-advised fund, for example, can be advised by your children or your grandchildren, and you can create a long-term legacy fairly simply by using a pooled income fund instead of a donor-advised fund, and that would allow you to have income coming back. They're both good. It just depends on where you are in the game. You know, Trish, my wife, was learning canasta, and so she dragged me along, and she says, "Oh, come on, learn the game." You know, I said, "Listen, I used to play with my aunt, but I don't remember it anymore." You know, she used to when I was a kid, and she said, "No, go." And so the teacher, it was a great teacher, and every time I would ask a question, like, you know, when do you keep sevens? When you pick sevens, you know, picking the deck and all this other. And she gave me the same answer every single time, and that was, it depends on where you are in the game. And that's what this is about. It depends on where you are in the game. You may be in a position where you have appreciated assets, where you have things that you want to do some tax planning with. That's a more involved type of arrangement, and that's why sometimes you need to go to an advisor. Having an advisor as part of the philanthropic planning process is really a very good idea. The advisors can come from a lot of different places, but generally a professional philanthropic advisor, somebody who understands how philanthropy can be used for planning purposes, they're the best resource that you can reach out to, and if you can find one, use
CAP.
them.
You're looking for a CAP.
CAP is the designation that,
and there are a bunch.
Yeah, there are 2,000 in the country.
Oh, my goodness.
Chartered Advisor in Philanthropy is a CAP, not to be confused with CPA. CAP is a Chartered Advisor in Philanthropy, meaning that this is a person who has taken a graduate level course in philanthropic planning and knows how to utilize all of the parts of the philanthropic planning sections of the tax code. That's really a valuable resource. You can find a listing of CAPs or chartered advisors or philanthropic advisors. They're on the socialcharity.org website. You can find an advisor there. I think we're going to take a short break.
Well, wait, before we go,
yeah,
when
sure.
we come back, we were talking about, you know, the family getting together. And I think it's wonderful to, instead of talk about things that make everyone want to wring each other's necks. We can talk about great planning questions that you can ask over the holidays in order to maybe get your family start talking about philanthropy. So we'll get to some of those questions to ask. Stick around for that. And right now we're going to talk a little bit more about Giving Miami Day.
Do you love Miami? With so many things to love, Miami is one of the greatest places on the planet. And on Give Miami Day, it's our turn to love Miami back. Give Miami Day. 1,000 organizations will be standing together to raise money for the causes that matter most to the future of Miami.
Give Miami Day is truly such an amazing day for Miami, where it brings so many people together that truly care in a big way.
It's just all hands on deck, everyone putting their all into it, calling, email, visiting nonprofits. I mean, you can't beat it. This is Miami, and this is what we do.
Tens of thousands of people across Miami step up together and give. Whether you can give $25 or $25,000, this day is for you. It's for all of us to show that we care about our community and to get involved. Find your cause on givemiamiday.org. And thanks to our sponsors and partners, these dollars go a lot further.
Give Miami Day is 1 week before Thanksgiving, and it's all about who shows up to the Thanksgiving with a side dish. And if everyone brings a side dish, there's more food to eat.
Together, we can nourish the organizations that make Miami a thriving community for everyone who calls this place home. Are you ready to show up for Miami? Join us on Give Miami Day. We'll see you there.
You ever just want to tune out the world and relax? Then you've come to the right place. At Route664.org, we've got great music that will keep you entertained for hours and uplifting conversation that will make you feel good about yourself and the world. So come on in and take a load off. We won't judge here. Route664.org.
And we're back. And Wanda, we got some things going on in the Aventura Sunny Isles Beach Chamber of Commerce.
That's
tell us what's coming up.
your other happy hat. Excuse me. We have a ribbon cutting and Aventura dermatology today. So if you're looking for a great place to get some great skin, 5 to 8:30. That's today at 18801 Northeast 29th Avenue in Aventura.
That's today, Thursday. So if you're watching live,
Yes.
you can get there today, this afternoon, and go see Aventura Dermatology. And they
Now open.
Yeah, it's a great place to get your dermatology done.
Yes.
so that's
And it's a great place to do
they're a great
business.
member of the Aventura Sunny Isles Beach Chamber of Commerce, and we invite you to join the Aventura Sunny Isles Beach Chamber of Commerce. It's very inexpensive, $350 for a basic membership. You can join as a good citizen, $150 for the year. And you'll get all of the notices of all of our meetings, and you'll be able to come and network and do the things that you want to do. You don't have to own a business to belong to the chamber, and that's an important part of the community building as well. And we've partnered with Endow America. The two organizations are working together to build a better community and to do it through smart philanthropy and charitable planning and charitable giving. And we think that that's a better way than taxation. So if you favor taxation, you can use the
Have at
government's
it.
plan and don't do anything.
Have at it.
Yeah, right. Or if you want to solve problems favorably and not have tax consequences, you can use philanthropy, use charitable giving as a way to do that. Well, we have a sponsor. We have a charitable sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
The Police Benevolent Association gives us our water. So
And I love
that's,
the blue
that's why we
bottles.
have it up here on our
The blue
on the
bottles
stable.
are very nice
Yeah.
touch.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So today is Giving Day in Miami.
Give Miami Day.
Give
Give Miami Day. That's the day.
And this is a time when you can decide what you want to do. How do you want to be charitable?
I love how they do it all in the month of November. It's a Thanksgiving kind of holiday season.
Right.
So that's really easy for us to get in the mood for the giving of the holidays, which kicks off in December again. Although I guess we're already playing the Christmas music.
We got there after Halloween.
Are we there already? Okay.
Right, yeah.
So we're already there. Happy holidays, folks.
Yeah.
But once you're gathering, are we going to hit this list?
Yeah, let's talk
the
about
list and
that.
maybe
Yeah, this
think
is a
about
list
it
that was
twice?
compounded by American Endowment Foundation, which is also a donor-advised fund opportunity out there. They have their own donor-advised fund, and you can work with them, work with any donor-advised fund that you can find. Miami Foundation has donor-advised funds, so you have it close to home as well.
So we're going to run through some of the questions that you can sit if you're sitting around or ask your advisors.
Sure.
First question, what is the history of philanthropy in our family? That's a great question.
Yeah.
So if you don't even know if your family's ever done anything philanthropic.
Yeah.
But this is a great
that's
time
when
to...
it comes up. Well, Uncle Joe, when he was in the manufacturing business, I remember he used to have a big charitable thing that he used to do, a ball every year.
I was going to say a big bowl.
Yeah, and that was his philanthropy. So that's a way to find out whether or not there is philanthropy in your family. And if there is, how can you make it go further? Yep.
Yes, and next is, why is philanthropy important to each of us? Because you all play a part. What is our motivation for giving? That's your question. Are you guys writing these down? I hope so. Number 3, did you want to touch on that?
No, go ahead.
How involved do we want to be with our giving? Should we volunteer, serve on a board, go on site visits? I don't know, why would you go on site visits, but attend conferences? That's always fun. Collaborate with other donors. That's always fun. Or just send in donations. Nah, you could do more than that. But yeah,
Right.
you talk about what the family
give
does.
of yourself, give money, time, effort. If you put effort into these things, you can make a difference, and that's what this is about. How do you make a difference? And it's the questions that you're basically asking when you're sitting around the Thanksgiving table, and and the kids are not looking at their phones, and everybody is having a real conversation
You
about
managed to avoid
real life.
politics.
Yeah, and avoid the politics
Yay.
as a result of
Yay,
that.
good for you guys.
Yeah.
10 points. You win.
So, okay, now.
One more.
Yep.
Actually, 2 more. Which causes and charities are most important to each of us and why? And this is a nice family conversation, folks. It should be very, happy, not arguing about what causes and charities are most important to each of you. And 5 for today, because there are 20 of these questions. We'll go through some more in the upcoming weeks. As we get close to the holidays, are there causes and charities that we have supported in the past that are no longer as relevant? Are there any new ones we should support? These are some good questions as you're sitting around that table.
Does a charity ever lose its purpose? Yes.
I hope so.
Yeah, there are some. Well, that's the thing.
That's the idea.
Once they find a cure for a disease, does it mean it ends?
Aw, I hate to see the diseases go away. So much
polio,
fun.
that was one of the big things.
That was a kicker.
I remember they used to have March of Dimes for that. They used to have these little cards that you put a dime into. Giving's been, in my family,
Dime.
comes from the heart. My grandmother was a very charitable person, and she believed in the tradition of tzedakah, which is putting aside money for charity, taking
Like
your
tithing?
change. Yeah, tithing on an individual basis for all of us to take the time and effort to solve a problem in the community by giving something. 10% is the tithing amount that generally comes to mind. If you give 10% of what you earn every year and you give that to charity, that would be a good thing.
It doesn't have to be church related. It's just about giving from the heart related kind of stuff.
And we also, just so we can clarify, we believe that tithing like that and tithing to certain types of things like a pooled income fund is a way for you to give to charity, not today, but in the future, and build an income stream for yourself first.
Check.
And then when you pass, you leave that behind, and that's a much bigger gift, and that's a much bigger change that you can make. Also, while you're doing that, you can decide if you want to give part of it away while you're living. Obviously, you don't have to wait till you pass. It's better to give with a warm hand than a cold one.
Oh,
so
boy.
somebody says, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. Hey.
Yeah.
It's
Wanda
what
has a thing. She doesn't like talking about bad things,
Oh, no.
dying.
Death is not bad. Death is just part of life, really. Death and taxes. Death and taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they say.
All right.
All right.
So
what else?
we've covered the American Endowment Foundation first 5 questions that you want to ask at the dinner table.
Come back next week.
I think you want to build on that. And I think that Giving Day, we should have it every day should be Giving Day.
It's food for thought, for the table, something like that.
And you can give to somebody just by smiling at them.
Oh.
And that's a good thing.
Actually, you give to yourself when you smile, too.
That's true.
Let's be honest about that.
That's true. You have to be happy to get the corners of your mouth up. So if you see somebody and you smile at them, you make their day. That's do somebody a good turn, not get found out about it. If anybody knows of it, it won't matter.
Do it just for yourself.
Yeah.
Get those endorphins or whatever it does. It does something to you physically.
Yeah, they've proven that
Chemically.
if you're a giver, if you're philanthropic, that you're healthier, feel better, you have more purpose in life. And I think at this juncture in the world, we need to think about things that make us feel better. The news around us is not necessarily going to make you feel better.
Music
so you have
does.
to concentrate on some things, and I think if you tune into our radio station, you'll feel happy almost all day.
Route664.org. Get the app.
Get the app.
Get the app.
Really important.
It's just easier.
Yep.
That's why we're here, making life easy.
So what's coming up today on Route 664 radio?
Oh, today we have at noon, Mr. Sharma.
Robin Sharma.
I want to say, yeah, it's Robin, but
Do you
Sonny is another
know what
Sharma.
he's talking about today? I mean, I
don't
listening.
know specifically. It's basically how to be a better self, be a better executive, particularly if you're interested in being an awesome leader, a great athlete. He works with all kinds of folks. And then at 1:00 we have some donating real estate information if you're interested to find out more about.
Baker.
That's from Cammie Baker and her growing team of realtors. And then at 4:00, it's Blaine Bartlett. Not sure who his guest is today because it's different every day. So I let them just roll with what they roll.
Today I was you replayed the interview with Pets Miami Animals in Miami.
Friends of Miami
Friends of
Animals.
Miami Animals, right? And
Yolanda
Berkowitz.
Berkowitz.
Yeah. And I brought home a lot of things that I'd forgotten about.
I love the animal folks.
Yeah, that's quite an organization. She was building the opportunity and making the opportunity available for people with pets to make sure that pets are taken care of. Great. Listen, I think it's on tomorrow at 10 as well.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, be airing tomorrow at 10.
Try to be consistent all week long. Visit us on Facebook. We'll find out the schedules there and any more information about our guests and sometimes ways to find out, where their
How do they get to the Facebook to get the schedule?
Social Security.
SocialSecurity.org, and it shows up there.
Just add Social Security. Just type in Social Security, and there you are.
That's Social, SECHARITY.
New to the World Wide Web, are you?
And you can also go to YouTube.
Please.
All of the interviews that we've been doing, and all of our shows are there.
They're there under Endow. I want to say socialsecurity.org or Route 664 or Miami Community Newspapers. Thank you for this.
Yeah, actually, you
studio.
can find us through a lot of different things. Route 664, Social Security, and Endow America. Those are the three main things.
Route 664.
Yeah. We have a promo going out?
On the way out.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe we do.
All
Are we
right.
done? Let's go eat.
Yeah, absolutely. Take it easy, folks.
See you next
Have
week.
a great Giving Day. Think about charity and think about what you want to pass on as a legacy, what you want your kids to think about, what you want your grandchildren to think about. How can you work closely with your grandchildren and your children to make sure that they're philanthropic? And I think it's a good way to bridge the generation gap.
Sure. And have a
it's all about kindness.
A happy holiday.
Human kindness. Thanks.
Hey folks, it's Charity here. 664 equals endowment squared. That means income for you, benefits for all. It's a way to help make the world a better place. Peace through prosperity, prosperity through peace. Join us at socialsecurity.org.